Mm. So, since we spoke last, welcome to the Watermelon versus Pumpkin podcast, by the way. You know why you're here. You know what you're doing. I will say just real quick, since we've spoken last, I'm going to go ahead and just say you've changed because I've never seen you in a t-shirt that color. So would you like to explain that first, and then maybe we'll go into other things? The sky blue, it's looking like, brand new day.
I'm trying to bring brightness to a very dark situation amongst us right now as human beings and also as Black people and those out there being affected on what's going on right now, man. I'm just trying to keep it bright and keep it right, man. And I don't know, man. It's been a lot on the brain of seeing things and shit that's coming, and it's looking like something of old, man. And you start getting that whole everything's recycling everything. We're doing, first we did the plague of 100 years ago. Now we're going back to the fucking riots of the 60s, man. You're bringing in fucking dogs and water hoses next and military police. It's got me like fucked up in the head a little bit, man. So I'm just trying to stay with some brightness, man, and love my family, man, and feeling some way to shit, man. I feel I gotta support something, you know what I mean? It's kind of in a peaceful way. I'm not out there trying to loot no stores, man, or no dumb shit, man. But it's been fucking. It's a boulder.
Boulders on the shoulders. No rappers ever said it.
For just life in general, man. Shit. My mother want to ride out. So hold on now, flower child. We gotta be careful, but I'm shit. My mother's white, man, and she was around for back when that shit was then, and she was anti that, man, and and never for her be another rally. We'll do.
Yeah, it's one of those been here before, did it before, and it's. Did your mic just go out? Okay.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
It's very interesting, and I want to tell anyone to listen to us. We record on Wednesdays because I know the last podcast that we put out, I think we put it out on Saturday or something like that, and the world is moving very fast because the last podcast that we did, we recorded it last Wednesday, but we put it out on Saturday or Sunday. And in that, we ended it off with like, yeah, did you hear about this Minnesota stuff, this Minneapolis stuff? And like, it was really at an infantile stage back then. And oh my God, how much the world changes in a couple of days.
Yeah, nah, man, that whole thing, boo. I mean, even how quickly they're moving that I never seen before as far as arrest. We got immediate fire, immediate arrest, you know what I mean? Immediate charges. Yep. But people are screaming for, they're like, yeah, he getting murdered in like the third and, no record. No, I mean, he's going to cop on what, he's not going to get no time for that. He's going to get some kind of like slap on the wrist of some sort. And that's going to really, that's the next wave of happen, man. You know what I mean? Like if that man gets convicted in a way where people don't feel is just, it's going to erupt in another way, man.
Mm-hmm. And the problem too with that is, obviously his trial or whatever happens is going to be bumped up because of what it is, but people want him like I don't want to say fully, but I understand where the anger and pain comes from to where they want him in jail tomorrow for the rest of his life, but we do have to go through the process, and unfortunately for that, the process is a little bit like it's not going to be over next week, where like
that's where anybody can try for murder, right? Yeah. Anybody can try for murder. It's not like Saddam was probably the only one I ever really known that like he died in a week. Like he was no, he's gonna be hung on Friday. You gotta know, you just get him his last meal right now.
He's done.
You're not making it to the weekend.
Because even I could say it to you like this, bro, how the fuck, either side, how the fuck do you choose a jury for this? There's nobody that doesn't know about it. There's nobody that doesn't already have an opinion about it. As we see fucking, apparently, listen, I'll admit I was so goddamn wrong. I did not realize how many racist people were out there. I can say I was so fucking wrong because now after seeing this and seeing people's reaction on the internet, like, that's all I can say is I was so fucking wrong, and I'm happy to know now, but I didn't know, dude. I honestly did not know there were so many fucking people that were that level of racist.
Right. They dive deep and that's what and that's a big thing of what people say, and it's a real thing with the whole Trump shit, man, because it's like, you know, he's a hot poker for that shit, man. You know what I mean? It's like, well, it's like, yeah, whatever political shit aside, it's like, you got to remember, like, we need that humanity side within a president. He's got to have that within touch, and that guy's not in touch with all his people, and he has a very, like, old, like that. People looked at his energy like, we've seen this energy before. Somebody that's older, in the 60s and the 70 years old, and they were around back in the fucking 60s and shit, and those kind of people, mindset, mind frame, demeanor, what they say, what they really mean type shit. Trump's that guy. He fits the bill to them cats. You know what I mean? It's like to the T. So people are like, nah, you're you know, when people are running around, like with the last one with the Black Lives Matter, one of them, I forgot where it was at, the rally, and the Klan showed up for that whole shit. And
was that in one of the Carolinas?
I think so. And he was like, oh, you know, when the president, what do you think about that with the Klan? Hey, listen, there's good people on both sides. Come on, man. What are we doing right now?
Yeah. It's okay to take a stance on that one. You know what I mean? Like, I know a lot of times, you don't want to burn any bridges, but yeah, you could burn that bridge. For me,
what's scary, man, is people that don't, maybe the ones that aren't on the internet, that you don't know about, that think that way on an intense level.
Exactly.
Like, you got guys in the middle of the fucking country where it's more, you know, very easy to get guns, that they probably own like fucking couple hundred guns, man, living in a farm somewhere, like with a little army of people, like, look, I'm ready for a fucking revolution. Like, you know what I mean? In their own believings and their beliefs. You know what I mean? Like the way those guys shot Arbery down, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Down there in, what was that, Georgia?
The first gentleman, yep.
Right. You know, it's like everything, like even that image of that, yo, you get that footage of like on the back of their vigilantes, like, yo, this has been seen, man. It's fucking, it's a scary thing to like kind of almost rehatch, man. It's just.
And I wonder if the stay home order had a lot to do with it, because like I said, bro, I was so wrong and so mistaken of how many people were racist, but I do wonder if everyone having to stay home from COVID exacerbated anything. And I say that like this, to where domestic violence went up. And it's crazy that like the only thing between you and beating the shit out of your wife was staying at home with her for fucking 2 months. Like, that's crazy to me. Like, sexual fucking assaults have gone up, and it's like, all it took was you to be home with your kid, and now you're fucking like, you're a fucking sexual molester and shit. That's crazy. So I wonder if that being home shit just like accelerated it, because people went nuts, dude, staying home for that long.
Right. Yeah, I think that too, man. It was like, and now you think about it, a lot of people still are unemployed. Like, so you got more people like, oh, I got time today.
Well, yeah, because that was the thing I heard on the news. You know when like you watch the news, and being younger, you used to watch the news and just be like, okay, that's real and that's what's happening. But then I watch the news and they're like, well, you know, it's Sunday night and usually things calm down after the weekend, so we're sure, you know, tomorrow everything should be a little bit better. And it's like, motherfucker, there's 40 million people out of work. Why do you think tomorrow's going to be better? These motherfuckers have nowhere to go. And now they have an excuse to come out of their house. Of course people are coming out. But there's...
And now you got people fucking broke, hence they're like, hey, listen, a loop for a motherfucker might be a come up right now. Let him be rock bottom. And they're fucking, you know, they're breaking into like, they broke into like all those top-notch stores, man. Like fucking, I think, was it Gucci or one of those? Or
they tried, I think Gucci was the only one that they didn't, because Gucci was like pretty well boarded up. But I feel you, everything else on the strip, yes, they got, you know.
There was one of them, they fucking ripped the board down and they got in there, man. I was watching that. What the fuck was that? And they had the cameraman for the news pan into the hole, and the fucking place was wiped out, bro. You're talking about wiped out. I think it was, I feel like it was Gucci. Was it Gucci?
It might. I think it was whatever was right next to Gucci, or they might have gotten into Gucci too. I don't know. I could be wrong.
Man, I tell you, man, it's like, you know, that was a symbol of high notch stores, but you know, somebody's coming off right there, man.
Yeah.
You know, I ran into a young kid, man, that I know from being at my brother's house, and I was at Walmart the other day, and he was in there. I ain't seen him in a while. I was like, Jay, what up, man? Blah blah blah. How you been? Boom boom boom. You know, and I said, yo, you all right, man? Just be careful. You know, working at Walmart, man, this shit pop off, man. You know, don't be,
Yeah.
stupid, man.
Don't die for fucking Walmart. Just straight up take off your vest and be out. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But talk to me, a young boy too, and it's like talking to him, and it's like, okay, how you speaking is the mindset I'm already seeing from your age group, and it's I already know, because he's like, yo, Unc, I'm gonna be honest with you. You know, they'll call me Unc and say, yo, Unc, I'll be honest with you, man. Like, if that shit pop off, I'm taking off this vest, I'm grabbing shit, yo. I'm just like, so you don't want a job to come back to. All right, so I mean, that's what you're gonna do. They're gonna look at camera, man, and be like, yo, ain't that Josh? Exactly. Ain't that, J.O. right there? Come on. You know what I mean? But it's that whole, that's where that, yo, I'm grabbing shit.
Mentality is fuck it. Yeah. It's tough to see the future when you're that young. I'm sure when I was whatever age younger, I would have been the same way of just like, yeah, man, I saw TV I want, so yeah.
Right.
It's
people,
just
I think people scream for that, the anarchy kind of life of overthrowing the government, but I don't think they really know what that shit means, man. Like,
no, because no, bro,
like
we just had this, and look, people just freaked out over fucking toilet paper. So once you overthrow the government, how are you going to keep everything going from every single thing that gets into every fucking store? You know how that gets there?
Right.
Just
right. Ask yourself, do you own a boat for importing exported goods? Do you own a boat for this shit? I don't. I don't have those products you like to get and you like to eat. You know, because don't even know how to, like, some of the cats don't even know how to make ramen noodles the right way. You're going to be able to, like, raise it like a cow to cut and slaughter and slice them open and have your own meat and cook on fire. When electricity goes down, when we overthrow, there's no more electricity plants. Who gonna keep this shit running? Shit gets cut off. Like, watch The Walking Dead and those shits, man. Like, those kind of, like, anarchy, the world is over, survival mode movies. That's why I like those shits, man, because it's a tap into what that will really be like, you know?
Yeah, it's that mind state. But see, for me too, I've been struggling with as well, because I'm like, of course, I support everybody protesting. And mind you, this is how it is. There's now multiple groups that are down there. This isn't one group of people here. There's protesters that go down. There's rioters that go down. There's looters that go down. There's police. There's also some weird motherfucking undercover. Everybody's wearing all black, and they're the ones that are breaking everything first, and people are telling them not to break it. So now you have 5 or 6 groups of people in that same area. So, but the media is only reporting it as like the people and then the cops. And it's like, no, there's so many different people there. It's not one group of people doing the same thing. There's so many people that are being peaceful, chilling, doing their thing. Those people are protesting. Then, of course, there's people rioting who have gone to a next level. They're breaking.
But what they do, they just treat it as like, oh, well, we got everybody.
Everybody's the same.
And it's like everybody's got a mask on because you have to, but it's, and it's almost like, well, people do it anyways. Even before this, like when they go people go, protesting and shit, they usually cover their face, because they don't want to be seen by, say, if it's a cop or somebody in there that knows you. Now, like, the cops recognizing faces and they might fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you live in this town. I know you. I
I'll
recognize
see you at some point, right?
Right. Now I'm gonna pull you over for a taillight. How about that?
But it's tough because with the looting, I'm like, at age 37, yeah, man, I think looting's wrong. But me at age 18 through 27, bro, think about this. You can carry 5 pocketbooks, right? How much do those fucking pocketbooks cost in those stores? 20,000, 30,000? Bro, literally, you run in there, you grab 5 pocketbooks, and your life is changed when you sell them. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just have 100,000, like.
Right. So that person that, and like, I would have done that shit. Yeah, I mean, I probably a younger,
I can't say it's right, but I can say I understand.
Right. No, I definitely do, man. I said, it's fucked up because like you said, Target and Walmart, like, yo, what the fuck? And you got people like there was a guy that was a black owner, man, of a business, balling. He's like, yo, man, I put every fucking ounce of my money in everything, man. It ruined everything, to the point where I would say what the people are putting the black owners on the establishments now.
Yes.
Yep. You know what I mean?
People are doing that, and the Indian cats down there are just straight up standing in front of the stores with the AKs and a mask on. Like they just started. Like it didn't get to that point, but now it's there. You know, they're
What are
out
they
there
gonna do? They're allowing them to fucking to brandish those like that?
because they own it legally, and literally they're standing on their own property in front of their store. You know what I mean? Like they're just literally at the.
And if they're, I mean, if they're in an open carry state, because I know, like, if you're in a concealment state, I don't think you could fucking, I don't know, maybe if you're standing in your doorway of your property, like, I'm on my property.
Yeah, and I think everything is different now. Like there was a great thing on Twitter I saw about like this one dude said he was from New York, and you know something broke out, called the police, and the police straight up told him like, yo, the city is under attack, do what you have to do. You know, like that type of, I think, you know, they're not running up on people like that.
Right. Nah, it's I seen the footage though, man, of, I think because they got the military involved now.
Yeah.
And that's the worst, man. That is the fucking absolute worst, because the military don't operate on the same guidelines, man. They don't fuck around. You know what I mean? The military is sent in. You know what I mean? They're sent. They don't really do the whole, okay, we're not here to converse. We're here to enforce. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. I ain't come here to talk.
We don't. When the military comes, they're not here to talk. They're here to fucking move bodies, move units. Like they have orders and protocols, and they follow them through. Cops have reasoning. They have to have reasoning on their job. It's not that in the military, man. You didn't see that shit they were doing when they were enforcing the curfew at places, and the people were in their fucking, I guess, their doorways. I couldn't tell how far they were from on their property, but it looked like they were in their homes.
Yep.
And the cop said, "Oh, you get out!" He's yelling, and he pointed at them, and they fucking
light them up.
Yeah. And he fucking paintballed them. I'm just like, what the fuck are we doing?
Exactly. That's the shit where you're just like,
how can you teach people this kind of shit, man? But and not expect people. And it's like, it's an eye opener that this is why people act a certain way, man. You want to know why black people act a certain way, man? Years of shit like that, man. It infect the mind to be like, man, fuck everything, man. Fuck y'all. It's you know, if you don't have a good circle around you to get you out of that, somebody could easily fall into that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a nasty thing, man. And I get it, man. You know, it's a cycle. I'm seeing an ugly cycle, and I'm having promise for the future, and it's looking silly stupid right now. This guy's got to get the fuck out of there, man.
Even with me, I don't understand, even from say that military person's perspective, like in your own mind, that person that shot them, they know that they weren't doing anything. So how do you accept that on your own head where like, yeah, I just shot them and they weren't doing nothing, but it's a person and I shot them, but you know, whatever. Like who has that mind state of like, they weren't doing anything wrong and I decided to shoot them and I feel good about myself. Continue walking. Like, who are you?
And it's crazy because like, what about the people recording? They didn't say, hey, get back in there. We're going to shoot you with paintballs. They saw motherfuckers aim at them and start squeezing. They probably thought they were fucking silencers with, you know what I mean? Like, you know, type shit. Like,
not everybody knows how that gun sounds. Exactly, yeah.
How's that feeling coming across? Like, oh, shit, are they trying to kill us? What the fuck is going on right now?
It's my own government shooting at my house. That's
right. Nuts. And that's what
it's supposed to be happening.
Right. And that's when black people come and say, yo, this what we saying, motherfuckers, it's been seen, man. When they had the Black Wall Street in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma was back in the 50s. It wasn't talked that much, but it was like they called it the Black Wall Street because it was like dominantly owned black business on there. And that's when they sent in a fucking aerial attack and blew up the fucking, like, and it was just like, oh, well, what do you mean? We didn't do what?
Yeah. I forget what channel it was on, but I listened to a whole podcast about that. It was like an hour and a half about Black Wall Street, and it was amazing. It was amazing.
And it was like one of those ones, like, I never heard that shit in school. They never told me that one. I heard a lot of stories, a lot of slave stories. They gave you some negative. They gave you some.
They let you know that, you know, a black guy made peanut butter. They let you know that a black guy invented the air conditioner. They let you know a couple. Yeah.
I think air conditioner was tossed in there too. I'm not sure. The Freon in there, they threw your bone here and there. You know, but it's like, and that's what I think it is too, man. I think when it's not understood, why, it's not so much to say of like, yeah, the equality needs to happen, and I feel like it's things are happening. It's kind of being forced to. It always has been. Now getting forced to, but it just turns into this whole damn, I had a train of thought, man, or something, man. I was on to something, and I fucking ran left when I should have went right.
It's all turned into something different now. Like, it was, that protest was supposed to be because Mr. Floyd passed away. That's what it was supposed to be. And it was a protest, and it was going to be peaceful. And I've seen it on both sides. I've seen plenty of footage of the cops just whacking motherfuckers for no reason. Like, just everything's peaceful, and people are chanting, doing their things, not getting in people's faces. Like, there's plenty of footage where I'm like, damn, it must be tough to be a cop. Somebody's screaming at you right here, calling you every name in the book, and you can't do anything. But I'm talking about, these are the people sitting on the ground going, free everybody, everything should be beautiful. And they're getting fucking domed. So you're just like, what the fuck?
They're fucking arresting journalists. CNN. Yes. You saw that one? That was crazy. To fucking live. He's like, we're being arrested right here live. He goes, we're CNN. I have a press pass. We're seeing no credentials. I don't care. He's like, I don't care. It's like, come on, man. Now it's like, we're apologizing. It's like, what's going on right now? Yeah. And it becomes more, and now it's even gotten to the point where that thing that happened with those cops that tased those college students, the two that got fired immediately in Atlanta.
Yeah.
It's a forced thing too. It's like, I'm not saying they were black, man. Those two guys were black. I don't know if people knew that, man. Those two dudes were black dudes, man. The cops that did that shit. You know what I mean? That was fucking, yeah, they were two black cops, man. Or I think one was black. I believe one of them was, though. Only the one, because I remember because there was a whole scuffling going on with the body cam. Yeah. I'm like, either that's a white dude with a tan, I think that's a black dude. Because he had the helmet and shit. I couldn't tell, but when they showed the picture of him, you know what I mean? And it was kind of like, man, it's to that, bro. And they were enforcing a curfew, and two college kids, and he just ran up to him and started fucking breaking the window.
Yeah.
Bang, breaking the window. And the guy's like, whoa, he tried to pull off. He's like, you trying to pull? And he purposely tried to get in front of the car.
Of course, yeah, because they want to be run over.
Right. Let me get in a position where I'm going to force you now because you're moving. I'm going to jump in front of the moving shit and give me a reason to light you up. Yep. Hey, try to take out an officer with a vehicle. That's vehicular manslaughter. Hey, my life and his, I gave a reason to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that young girl, man, how she was fucking crying and screaming like that, man, made me think of like my fucking daughter going to college, man, and some shit like that happening. Mm-hmm. They fucking lit her up with fucking those tasers, man, and fucking yanked them out the car. It's like, that's what we're doing right now. That's how we're enforcing the curfew, snatching them out of their car. Come on, man.
I know.
And for the traffic, there was fucking cars everywhere.
Yeah, that's the thing too, is they're like trying to make examples out of people in front of people. So it's kind of just like, look what we're doing to them. Don't come back tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Because they think, if you saw that, like, if I'm at a protest today and I see that, I'm like, damn, I might not be coming back tomorrow. Fuck that, Like, that seems what they're trying to do to people.
See, what happens to me is I grab shit from the tail that might have got away. But I grabbed it, I found it. Where I was going with what I was saying is, that's why it was always said for, a lot of people would say is what really would irk when it came to the U.S. and in the society here. It's like, yeah, it was so long ago, we like, get over it. It's like, it's the acknowledgement part of kind of, when you just kind of, when it comes to like the upper class of that, of just saying, oh, this, what are you, like, no, don't brush it off. It's kind of still hidden shit in there. And when he was, and it was an interesting one I saw, man. And it was, I forgot who was speaking. They were being interviewed, and the lady, she was white, and she was asking, she said, what do you, she said, hey, listen, I'm just a bystander here, but what would you say, you and your position, what would you expect from somebody that's on the white side that wants, would want to be right, but it's like, it's really not my place in a way, because I can't say I'm black. I don't know what it's like, what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what would you say? And it was just like, it's one of the, good things. He was like, you got to work on your end. You know what I mean? Of like, if you're in those positions, if you're that person of a majority, and like, say you're in a position where you see this shit going on, you got to start rectifying. You got to put them on blast, and you know what I mean? You got to pull them out that are doing that. You got to find the snakes that we're not seeing. You know what I'm saying? in a sense, you know what I mean? And that kind of made sense. Like, you know, hey, if you're in a privileged position, if you're like, let's not get it fucked up. Not every white person's got a millionaire in the stash that he knows about. Fucking, like, I know all their secrets. I'm going to bring it to the fountain.
Right.
You know, but if you are in that position and you are like of wealth and fame and you're in those circles and you know it and you see it, it's time to put those motherfuckers on blast. You know what I mean? And that was one of the best ones I heard of him giving a, hey, you know, I can only tell you if you want to be concerned about and you want to be helpful about it and you want to know what to do from your side is, you know, stand with us together, but also when you see the shit, see something, say something. You know what I mean? Type shit. You know what I mean? Just sum it all up. You know what I mean? You got to wean them out. You know what I mean? Because they're in high places and it's hard to because they got money. So the only people to take down money is motherfuckers with money, if you ask me.
Yep.
You know, somebody else. That's why you get these guys now. That's why you're seeing it's different now. You got motherfuckers with money. You got black people with money now. That's just why NBA players and shit, they can come through, they can rally. You got Russell Wilson and his wife, not for nothing, they fucking throw their money around for all kinds of shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. She threw up a couple million towards or a million or a couple $100,000 or whatever towards bail for protesters. This is to bail out 200,000 or whatever, $500,000 worth of people. Get them out. You know what I mean? Like, so they're like about that. Like, so now you have people that give a shit that got money. So I feel like it helps even the score. Because, you know, when this shit was a dominant, it was always dominant that way. The only people that were fucking able to do something about it were people of that majority class and was already in that circle and didn't really give a fuck. Either they didn't agree with it and looked the other way, or they were part of it. You know what I mean?
And even back in the day, in like the entertainment business, a lot of black people wouldn't speak up for fear of, like, the black celebrities wouldn't even speak up for fear of just like, well, they kind of let me in the group, so, you know, I don't, Right.
It's like, I got to secretly get this money and keep my fucking mouth shut, even though I know there's some fucked up shit going on because of the power swing. If I open up, I'm shut down and I can't be successful and feed my family. And now it's all about making generational money. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not mad at LeBron's fucking millionaire kids. He's setting a fucking a template, and that's what it was for generations of people that are majority. Like, yeah, there were poor white people too, and you know, their lineage probably either made it at some point or didn't. You know what I mean? But they had to work harder. But the people that were generational wealth of the country that ran it were able
people
to
that got a head start, motherfuckers.
They were able to keep the ball rolling because now let's just keep this money, and keep it amongst our and let it grow. You know, you get hundreds of years of that shit, man. It's gonna be what it is now. You know, it's making a swing, and we're not gonna probably be around for another 200 years. You know, unless we get medicine, nigga. But 20 years.
Telling you, they're gonna start replacing body parts. They're gonna start replacing. Oh shit, yo, your arm hurts. Put another one on.
Like, look, we could keep him alive, but he won't be alive.
Right?
Like, what?
Yo, but if the mind is sparked, you know what I mean?
But keep talking to him. I'll have a program where he can memorize things. He'll talk about memories that you upload into him.
That he used to have.
That's some spooky shit, man. Woo.
No, it's crazy because you got to think, man. If they ever do get into that Black Mirror futuristic shit of putting your brain somewhere else, yo, you know, they fuck up transporting shit all the time, man. So, like, what if you go and you only get half? What if you go and I don't even, where are we right now? We talking about Black Lives Mattering.
Listen, there's all kind of rabbit holes, man. Sometimes the brightness comes through to bring you through.
To bring you the light. Yeah, and I'm telling you, man, I've been, and I don't know if it's because of the smoking. I don't know if it's because I did mushrooms a couple weeks ago, but I'm into the sun, man. Well, you talk about the light, I'm into it, brother. I've been out jogging, walking every day, and sometimes I will stand there like a fucking Care Bear and just be like, because, you know, a couple years ago, I read this thing online because I was super tired at work, and it was like looking for ways of how you can energize yourself at work. I was looking on the internet, and they were saying, close your eyes and stare at the sun, because you can't obviously look at it with your eyes open. Bro, that shit works, dude. Like, if you're just tired, yo, close your eyes and stare at the sun, and that it gives you, telling you,
your eyelids are so
charge up, dog. Just charge up.
That's your panels right there. But no, it's crazy. That's why I always say, like, the natives, man, they was on to some shit. They when sun power, the power, like it's real shit, man. It's power. Like I sat in the backyard, you know, I've been sitting out a little bit in the backyard, so my tone is coming in a little bit, you know, get rid of my winter shade. But I sat out there for maybe a half hour, I don't know, maybe tops, and 45 minutes. But bro, I come in, it's like I'm exhausted. It's just like, you know, it's like,
Yeah.
You get the sun beat you down, man. It's energy, man. It's power. So, you know, that's why people that work in it all the time, man, they go, you know.
Oh yeah.
This is why the Africans, you know what I mean? This is why in that sun all the time, man. Listen, we got the energy, we got the stamina, bro. We got, you know what I mean? We can get there. You know what I'm saying?
That's why I'm trying to make sure I get in the sun every day, because I work nights, but I'm trying to make sure I get in the sun every day, man. I think because that's another thing with COVID. There were a lot of reports that people were vitamin D deficient, and they said the people that were the most vitamin D deficient were getting whacked by COVID, and they said the people had normal levels were doing better with it. Of course, there's so many other extenuating circumstances, but you know, it's one factor, man. Get that vitamin D, no homo.
Right. Now that's a vitamin that's needed. But yeah, that's good, man. I've been trying to get my mind in the game of things, and it's just, and I was looking at it today, I was like, man, 2020, what the fuck? You know what I mean? It's like you start off, you know, Kobe dying in February. I think it kind of started in February with that kind of was a shaking thing. Like people were like woke for that. Like people that weren't even fucking basketball fans were crying. And it was like, you know what I mean? Because the epicness of the tragedy of it. You know what I mean?
It was huge.
Shit, man. Like,
yeah.
Helicopter crashes, and this guy, the whole story of him, hundreds of thousands of helicopter fucking flights he's had with the same pilot, and all of a sudden this was the day. You know what I mean? With his daughter on the way to
even like we had said back then, that didn't feel real when it happened. Now think about how many things have happened since then this year that you're just like, that doesn't feel real. You know what I'm saying?
And you know, we're in a fucking movie right now, man. This is
I was just about to say, there's this episode of Twilight Zone. Twilight Zone is fucking amazing. Like, I cannot believe that people got to watch that show when it came out. It's like the illest shit to smoke to and just watch. But the Twilight Zone had this exact thing.
The newer ones with Peele?
I haven't gotten into Key and Peele. I haven't gotten into him yet, but are they good?
Just Peele does. He narrates and he wrote, you know, because he's got a niche for this fucking horror shit, man.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
That Twilight shit, his Twilight shit is pretty dope. It's only one season. I don't think he didn't come out with one yet. It's supposed to come out, I guess, this fall. But you could check the seasons out on whatever platform or whatever, I'm sure.
Nice.
But
yeah,
there's Twilight, man. I think it's on Netflix even. That shit is it's bugged out, man. But it feels like that, man. This whole shit is like, is this a movie? Is this what we're doing? That we're watching movies that are already pre-doing movies that already, it feels like this has happened already, and there's like a play from 100 years ago, like shit is flashing signs, and the only people that are shaking heads like is the real people that are very religious, because they're like, we told you motherfuckers, he's coming. This is it. This is the shit they're talking about. This is what they're building up for. But every kind of religion has that of that judgment day kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? So
every religion has the judgment day. Every religion has a judgment day, but also every single generation that has ever lived has thought the apocalypse was happening while they were living. It's something that, bro, they were back when Jesus was still alive. They were like, "Oh my God, we got a bigger storm this time. Is it going down? Is it today?"
There's a guy who died last week that thought the world was ending, and he was 108 probably. He died last week, and he saw the world end at least 3 times.
Bro, when our parents were growing up, they thought the world was going to end because of the Cold War, because of anybody pushing the button, because nukes had to, oh shit, what are nukes now? Somebody pushes the button and the world's over?
Underneath the desk.
Bro, every generation thinks it's over. But real quick, what I was going to say is, there's an episode of the Twilight Zone where some dude is just living his life. He works in an office, boom, boom. Then the director yells, cut. And now he's like, whoa, wait, this is a movie? I thought this was my life. And like, oh, stop fucking around. And that's what this shit feels like. And so he has to figure out, like, wait, he just called cut. I'm in a movie. This isn't my real life. You know what I'm saying? That shit. It was fucking bugged out, dog.
Right. It's like, who just screamed cut? What happened?
That's what this year feels like, to where, bro, if I woke up tomorrow and like just found out that Kobe died, you know what I'm saying? Like if I got like reset back, if I was just like, Oh shit, Kobe died? Fuck, that's crazy.
And
Like,
his daughter? Holy shit, 42?
Yeah.
God damn, that's close to me. That's crazy. Yeah, I mean, like, if Mike Jordan were to die right now, that fucking would shake the world too. But he lived a little bit to enjoy his legacy. You know what I mean? He enjoyed to be around to hear the scuttlebutt of his success and the barbershop talker who's better, ain't nobody better than Mike. You know what I mean? Like, he done had fights in barbershops over people speaking of his game. You know,
Yeah.
like that's power in itself. People are angry because they had, you know, different beliefs in who was great, and it was over you, Mike, or your sneakers.
You know what else I was thinking about when I was watching that? That documentary on them is remember being young and going to play sports, and I'm talking about really young, but going to play sports at, you know, some neighborhood house, and you would say who you were going to be. You know what I'm saying? You were like, no, yo, I'm gonna be Scottie Pippen, or no, I'm gonna be Larry Bird from the side. You know, like, you picked out somebody to be.
I'm always Paxson. Everybody want to be. You be BJ. You be BJ.
I couldn't wrap my head around that. Of like, imagine being that guy that every other person is like, I'm not just I like him. You know, I'm him right now. Like, people pretend to be him. Whoa.
Guys are getting, how many nickname guys are getting Mike? Yo, that's Mike because his game on the playground, like Mike, you know what I mean? It's, yo, Jordan, that's Jordan right there. That, yeah, we call him Jordan. Yeah, that's MJ.
MJ.
You know what I mean? Somebody's got that nickname for replicating or trying to replicate, you know, and hearing the stories with that was crazy. Like, LeBron was like, yo, the first time he met him, he's like, they all say it's like, man, it's like, it's a religious experience. You got to understand, like, idolize him from a young age, and
Yeah.
he's on the path to go where he was dominated, and he knew in high school he was going to be there. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, so he was at camp, and he said he met Charles Oakley. He's seen Oakley all the time because he's from out in Ohio, so he's always there, whatever. You know, he sees him all the time.
Oak.
There, he said, then when Oak moved out of the way, he said, Oak, it's like a movie. He said a movie like Oak moved, and Mike was there, you know, lifting. He said, because he didn't know. He said, yo, Mike lifts before games. He said, I didn't know that. You know what I mean? Like, he lifts before games. I said, okay, that's crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He said, I'm just a high school sophomore. He said, but then he moved, and then Mike was mentioning shit or whatever for, I don't know, whatever kind of game it was. But but he was like, yo, it was like a religious experience. Like, he was like Jesus, man. Like, you know what I mean? It was like, that's him. And it's like, he said, because it was always that he wasn't real. All I know of him, I idolized him, was in that fucking screen I saw. Was a movie. He was in the box. He was the guy from the box that I idolized and knew that nigga's not real. You know what I mean? It's all cameras. It's all cut. It's the one big fit. And then it's meeting him, like, oh no, he's real. And he has that presence about him where he knows it and he's confident. And the best thing I heard that they said about Mike and that shit, man, was that he knew he was the master at knowing how to stay in the moment. Like, that's the fucking illest shit, man. It's like, damn, that really why he knew how to be the superstar. You know what I mean? Yeah. Not many people can handle that.
He wanted the shot, bro. He wanted the shot. That's how I can describe that dude forever. He wanted the shot. That's it.
Right. He had it planned out. He probably had it mapped out. This is how I'm going to be. This is how I'm going to carry myself. I'm only going to do hot dog commercials, underwears, Gatorade.
Bro, he fucking teared up talking about how competitive he is. You're more competitive than everybody if you're going to fucking well up about it. That's insane. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean that in, I respect, that's inside you. Holy shit.
Right. You know? That's like, man, y'all don't want to win like I do this. Y'all don't want to win.
Yeah, he's just like, fuck, man, if that's not, whatever, you don't want to play like that, that's fine. But that's how I play. Like, whoa.
Right. You got to understand that when he's breaking down like that, that means Mike's mindset was like, I'm passionate about this shit, so you around me, I need you on my level. You know what I mean? Yeah, I need you to be where I'm at because you see what I'm doing. You know what I'm about. So try to get to this level and you're going to make it.
You see what I bring to the table. So come on. So
bring what you got. And it's true because none of those guys are going to be Hall of Famers around him besides Scotty.
Yeah.
Maybe Horace, but like Judd Bushler, Steve Kerr.
Steve Kerr will go in for coaching.
For coaching and like he played, got rings as a coach, so he might get it at the default manner. Like we'll give him the slash.
Hit him with the slash.
The slash. Yeah. But
now
it's
check
crazy.
out this transfer, because you can't be shooting bricks. And hey, what's up with all those bricks at the protests?
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I was, oh man, shout out to Steven Jackson, ex-NBA player, analyst now, who was pointing that out, that in Atlanta during one of their protests, he goes, you know, he said there's people that are planting stuff within these things to make it look like a bad deal. You know, and I believe that's a real deal, man. I believe that shit true in heart, man, because of, like you said,
Somebody's
see how many,
doing it.
right, you see how many fucked up people there are online. These are the same kind of people that have no problem with masking up and going out there and stirring some fucking pots. You know what I mean? Like, hey, let me go break this window. You know what I mean? Let me go do this shit. And be like, yeah, man, fuck these guys. Fuck that. And these motherfuckers in here, these rich sons of bitches, yeah, go get them too. Yeah, bang. You know what I mean? And then pack mentality comes in. People feed off that shit. Yeah, let's get in there. And then opportunists are out there. You know, it's like so many different, I always want to say, like, that's like a movie in itself, or I could see like a series or a book, even, like Who's Behind the Mask. Like, I would like to know each individual's, that's their purpose of being there. You know what I mean? Like, what are you really about? Why are you here? And then after this, what do you plan on continuing to do to help out the situation that you're here for now? You know what I mean? Like, who's behind the mask? You know what I mean? I feel like there's the people that are, you got your opportunists. You got somebody masked up like, yo, I'm just here ready for the shit to break. I'm trying to get some free shit, or I need money, so I'm ready for the shit to pop so I can get some things I can sell. Those people are there. How many? What's the numbers? That's what I mean. What's the numbers in that crowd? People that are with, like, families. Hey, listen, I had a loved one that was killed by the police, and it was, you know, they got away with it, and now their families are out, and they've been, you know, been to these rallies before. Now they're back again. I'm back at it. You know, this is something that strikes near to my heart. You know, or some people that really just sat and it's like, man, this is fucked up, and I feel like, damn, I need to do something, or I need to, you know, be out there and stand with people. So people that kind of are liberal at heart, you know, like give a shit, just generally give a shit, and want to be out there to help with something, whether it be that one time or not. They just like, hey, this one is the one that spoke to me enough for me to get my ass out there. You know what I mean? Like, I seen a lot, and it's fucked up, and I don't agree with it. But then everybody has a point. That's why you got, like, you know, they had fucking famous people in the NBA, like Machine Gun Kelly and shit, and you know, his crew. You know, people that just with, you know, I broke the wall, nigga. I broke my famous wall. I'm out here with people like, I might get stabbed by a fan right now. You know what I mean? Like, you're risking a lot just being there, being somebody. You know?
Just walking down the street. It's crazy.
Right. You know, it's like, who's behind the mask, man? That's all I say is like, who's there? And then how many people are there?
Who's there? Knock, knock.
Knock, knock. And then what's the numbers of those that are there, either planet-wise or just they want to get out their own personal anger, and then this is a perfect place and time to do it. You know what? Fuck the cops. Fuck the world. You know, the anarchists. You know, fuck the government. Overthrow the government. How many of those guys are in that crowd? Because they have a mentality of like, man, let's make the government look real bad. Fuck these guys, and let's do this and do that. Forcing them to do something. Force them to have an action to make them look like we need to force them to do something really fucked up so people can see things about the government. You know what I mean? Like, like those people are out there too. So,
just people out there
one more time.
Complete.
Who's behind the
Who's behind the mask? Yeah, no, there are. There's people out there that want complete anarchy too, and that's the tough thing, to where I can sympathize with the police of like, holy fuck, imagine being on that side trying to control that. Good fucking luck, dude. You know what I mean? They should be arresting those other fucking officers. Like, I don't get that, because to bring two things together, the black dude that got killed while jogging by, you know, the dudes in the truck down south. The dude that recorded that got arrested for murder. So with that in mind, now this is a dude, he didn't touch him, he didn't do anything. He was just the guy over there recording it. I don't know if he was friends with anybody there, or if he was just walking down the street. I don't know.
Right.
But So there's that, and then
how did that happen though? On what premise is that? Because he didn't report it right away.
I don't know about anything. All I know is that happened because I, actually saw it on the news channel. And then on the other side, the cop that was kneeling on the cop's neck, he got arrested. But the cop that was standing right next to him, not letting anybody else near, just doing the left and right, that Asian cop, he didn't get arrested at all. And the other two people that were kneeling on this motherfucker, they didn't get arrested. But so then over with the down south, the dude that just recorded it got arrested. And it's like, you're actually kneeling on the body of that died, and you didn't get arrested.
You are facilitating, and you allowed it to happen. At what part of your job do you now tell him to stand down? We have him subdued. Why were they sitting there that long? I don't understand. Like, he wasn't kicking. He wasn't like, when somebody's like struggling like real crazy, when motherfuckers trying to get restrained, and it's like, at first it might turn into an awkward thing, but they really start fighting. You know what I mean? Like, his fight wasn't there, man. There was no fight there. You had three bodies.
There were three, and he's fucking handcuffed. So what do we, like, honestly, yes, we've all seen fucking action movies and Jackie Chan's in handcuffs and he does some wild shit and gets out of it. That's not real life. It's not real life.
4 bodies in, he refuses to get in that car. 4 bodies is getting him in that car, man.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? If that's what it was, because they said he had a slight resistance to not wanting to get in there. But it's like 4 bodies can hog tie this man, 2 at the legs, 2 at the top. You know what I mean? And he's getting thrown in that car. They've done it. It's done. It's part of their police procedure to do that.
Yeah.
So the whole kneeling on him until the medics got there, like, you planned on him going down, and the medics were coming, and you ran with drugs, and I don't think they did. They ruled it as a homicide. They didn't put drugs involved. They ruled this shit as a homicide, man. Yeah. That's crazy. He died from what you did.
But how we talked before about whatever you want to believe is out there, there's one report that initial doctor said that he died of a heart attack because of what happened to him. He died of a heart attack. And then, then the family did their independent report, and they came back and said he died from strangulation and the crush that, like, he died from the fucking knee on the neck. You know what I mean? They said a whole bunch of things that are inside your body that I don't know the name of, but they said he died from the fucking knee on the neck. So it's like, if you, and when I say you, I don't mean you, if somebody alive wants to believe, nope, he died from a heart attack because he was on drugs, and while they were doing that, that's when he died. And then you can have, no, he died from the knee on the neck, which is fucking.
And you're going to have those people like, oh, people making a big thing about it. He had a heart attack. It wasn't even from that. See, he was just not even medically, like.
Exactly. So nowadays, there's too much information to where you can pick whatever the fuck you want to believe, and that shit sucks, because then who knows who's getting the truth.
Right. People look at shit and they pick something and build a colony on it. Like this is what I'm building everything I believe in on this one fucking.
These motherfuckers is trying to build mansions on grains of sand.
Sandcastle.
I'm trying to build a mansion on a grain.
Oh, can't do it. Can't do it. This ain't Alice in Wonderland, B.